Hi, I'm Pip. Today, you matched 6 numbers on your phone. $500 million, the biggest jackpot in history. This money will change you in ways you can't take back. Watch. It's Tuesday. You're walking home from work. You stop at the gas station and buy a coffee. On the way to the counter, you grab a lottery ticket. You don't know why. You haven't bought one in years. That night, you check the numbers on your phone before bed. The first number matches. You smile. The second number matches. You sit up. The third. The fourth. The fifth. The sixth number matches. You read it again. You refresh the page. You check 3 different websites. They all say the same thing. $500 million. You walk to the bathroom. You splash water on your face. You look in the mirror. The person in the mirror does not look like you. You touch your face to check if it is real. It is. But something has already changed, and you can see it in the eyes. You don't know yet what it is. You will. You wait on the bathroom floor for an hour. The phone is in your hand. The numbers are still on the screen. You call your mother. It's 3 in the morning. She doesn't believe you. You send her a screenshot. She's quiet for a long time. Then she says, "I'll call you tomorrow." She doesn't say congratulations. Neither do you. You don't sleep that night. You wait for someone to tell you it's a mistake. Nobody does. The next morning, you walk into the lottery office. They check your ticket 5 times. They take a photo of you holding a giant cardboard check. $500 million. Your face. Your name. Live on the news by lunchtime. Within 48 hours, you make 7 decisions. You buy a penthouse in Manhattan for $15 million. You buy a car you don't really like for $400,000. You quit your job by text message. I quit. P.S. I won. You throw a party. 200 people show up. Most of them you have never met. You fall asleep on the floor of your new penthouse, holding an empty bottle of champagne. You are not smiling. You think this is the best week of your life. You are wrong. 3 weeks from now, you will not be able to remember why you bought the car. The tax bill arrives first. The federal government takes 37%. The state takes another 9%. After all the deductions, you have $300 million left. Your accountant says, "Congratulations. You just lost $200 million in one envelope." You stare at the paper for a minute. Then you laugh. It comes out wrong. The phone calls start the next morning. Your old college roommate calls. You haven't spoken to him in 5 years. He doesn't ask how you are. He asks if his 6-year-old daughter can be included in your will. He says, "Just $30,000. She has medical bills." You send him $50. He doesn't reply. 3 months later, you find out the daughter is healthy. She always was. The money paid for his divorce. Your best friend Mike calls a few days later. He has a business idea. He needs $100,000 to start. You give it to him in cash. You don't ask for paperwork. He's your best friend. You've known him since you were 9. 3 weeks later, Mike stops returning your calls. You don't know what bothers you more, that he took the money, or that you saw it coming the moment he opened his mouth, and you gave it to him anyway. Your mother calls less. You bought her a house, $2 million, 4 bedrooms, the kitchen she always wanted. She walked through it on the day she got the keys, and she said, "It's nice." That was the last conversation that felt normal. After that, every call became careful. She asked about your accountant. She asked about your will. She asked about whether you had thought about her grandchildren, even though you don't have any. You started ending the calls early. She started calling less. By month 4, she only calls on Sundays. The calls last 7 minutes. She tells you about her garden. She doesn't ask what you did this week. She doesn't want to know. You realize, one Sunday, that you can't remember the last time she said your name out loud. The first lawsuit arrives on a Tuesday. A woman from Arizona claims you promised her $1 million at a charity dinner. You have never been to Arizona. Your lawyer says, "Get used to it. There will be 50 more." He's right. Within 6 months, you have 17 active lawsuits. People you've never met. People who saw your face on the news and decided to try. You settle 3 of them. Not because they have merit. Because fighting them costs more. You stop reading the news. You stop reading anything. You used to read books. Before the money, you would sit on your couch in your old apartment and read for hours. You had a stack of 15 books next to your bed. You used to know what you wanted to read next. Now the books in your new penthouse are decoration. The shelves are designed by someone else. You don't know what's on them. You sit in the penthouse one night and try to read one of them. You can't focus. You read the same page 11 times. You put the book down. You don't pick another one up for 2 years. Your best friend Mike sells an interview to a tabloid. The headline reads, "He changed. He's a monster now." Mike gets $30,000 for the story. You read the article on your phone. You don't feel angry. You don't feel sad. You feel something closer to recognition. Like Mike is describing someone you used to know, and you finally agree with him. The paparazzi find your building 2 months later. You decide to move. You buy a house in Wyoming. 3,000 square feet, on 20 acres. No neighbors. You change your name on every document you can. 11 days after you move in, 3 paparazzi appear at your driveway. Someone leaked your address. Someone in your security team. You don't try to find out who. You stay in Wyoming anyway. There's nowhere else to go. Then something strange happens. You start going to a coffee shop in town. Small place. 6 tables. The woman behind the counter doesn't recognize you. She calls you sir. She makes your coffee wrong the first day, then remembers the next day. For 3 weeks, you go back every morning. You sit at the same table. You read a newspaper. You don't talk to anyone. But for the first time in 2 years, you feel like a person. You start to think, maybe this is enough. Maybe a small town. A small life. Maybe you can have something back. On the morning of the 22nd day, the woman behind the counter slides your coffee across the bar and says, "You're that lottery guy, aren't you?" You don't answer. She says, "I figured it out 2 weeks ago. I just wanted to see how long you'd pretend." You leave the coffee on the counter. You don't go back. That night, in your Wyoming house, you sit on the floor of the kitchen for 3 hours. You don't cry. You don't move. You just sit there. You understand something for the first time. There is no version of this life where you are invisible again. There is no town. There is no name. The money is on your face now. People will see it before they see you. By month 18, you have nobody left. Not because anything dramatic happened, just because nobody stayed. You used to think you knew yourself. You had a job you mostly liked. You had 3 close friends. You had a routine. Sunday mornings, you went to the same coffee shop and read for 2 hours. You called your mother every Wednesday. You knew what made you laugh. You knew what scared you. After the money, none of that is true anymore. You don't have a routine. You don't have hobbies. You don't have anyone to call. When you try to make plans, nothing sounds interesting. You can do anything. You can buy anything. You can go anywhere. And the freedom is the loneliest thing you have ever felt. You used to dream about being free. Free of bills, free of obligations, free of having to wake up to an alarm. Now you have all of that. And you understand something you didn't understand before. The bills and the obligations and the alarm were the things that connected you to other people. The structure was the relationship. Without it, you're not free. You're floating. You hire a psychologist. She charges $1,000 an hour. You see her 3 times a week. She tells you about sudden wealth syndrome. It's a real diagnosis. The symptoms are anxiety, depression, paranoia, loss of identity. She says, most of my patients in your situation are not unhappy because they have too much money. They are unhappy because they can no longer tell who they are without other people reflecting it back to them. You don't respond, but she is right. You start reading about other lottery winners. Jack Whittaker won $315 million in 2002. He spent the rest of his life in court. William Post won $16 million in 1988. He died broke 12 years later. Abraham Shakespeare won $30 million in 2006. He was found dead in 2009. You sit in the library of your Wyoming house and you read about them for hours. You're not afraid of becoming them. You're afraid that you already are. One morning, you wake up early. The house is silent. The fields outside are covered in frost. You go down to the kitchen. You gave the staff the day off. You don't know why. You make coffee. You haven't made it yourself in 3 years. You burn your hand on the kettle. The pain is real. The pain is sharp. The pain is the first real thing you have felt in 3 years. You laugh out loud. The sound surprises you. Then you cry. You drink the coffee standing at the counter. The world is very quiet. You think about the man who bought a lottery ticket on a Tuesday because he didn't know why. You wonder if any of him is still in there. Hi, I'm Pip. You can't undo what the money has done, but you can stand here, in your own kitchen, and drink 1 cup of coffee that you made yourself. Today, that is enough.